Tekah, welcome to Beyond the Name. I am so excited to have you here.
Not as excited as I am.
I don't know. I was pretty bloody excited.
Oh, good.
Well, the reason why I'm so excited, even though I'm not supposed to be going into it straight away, is because we have spoken for so long and it's our first time that we've actually met in person.
I know. You've been part of my journey for 3 years now before Bub. So I know when I saw you today, I was like, I feel like I know you already. Just give me a hug.
I know.
So,
we've been trying to get there and it just hasn't been
exciting. Yeah.
So, welcome. We're diving into your journey today, the woman behind Tekah Aesthetics, and how you've built such an incredible brand and the authority you're building in your industry. I'm just like your biggest fan girl. I think you're absolutely incredible. There is a lot to get through. We both like talking, so we may get a bit carried away. I'm going to have Alicia flag us.
Yeah,
this
perfect.
We've already discussed off camera. She's starting to do this. It means you've gone way off track and we need to get back into it. So I'm going to dive in. Welcome to Beyond the Name with me, Kasey Lee. This is a podcast for business owners presented by a multi-business owner. This podcast is all about having real conversations with business owners and people in power, answering questions and offering advice you never knew you needed. Beyond the Name connects you to the people behind the brand you see every day, the decisions you didn't know you needed to make. If you are sick of second-guessing your growth and are ready to understand how experienced business owners actually think, then this is the podcast for you. For anyone who hasn't recognized you or your brand, how would you briefly describe who you are, who your business is, and what exactly you do?
Yeah, so I'm Nurse Tekah. I have an aesthetic company, which is Tekah Aesthetics and Skin. We have 2 locations currently in Werribee and Hawthorn. And I'm also an aesthetic educator. So I have my own company, Tekah Aesthetics Education, which is an online platform which gives content to nurses, tips and tricks within the industry, doctors, dentists, everyone. And then I run my own practical training and private mentorship for industry professionals as well.
Amazing. And your most important job? A mum.
I'm also a mum. That is my number one job, to an almost 2-year-old little boy.
Which we thought would be hard to let go of the business and become a mum, which we're going to dive into a little bit. But I feel like you've just really blossomed into that role.
I feel like I have. I think you've got to find that balance, and it's very hard at the start. But I think having boundaries on both work and then boundaries on the mum life as well has enabled me to blend them both together.
Yeah, amazing. It's been incredible to watch you. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, as I said, your biggest fan girl. Everybody sees the growth.
Yes.
Okay, they see the multiple locations, the authority you've built, but who was Tekah before Tekah Aesthetics?
Yep.
Become a brand that was recognizable?
So before I had my company, I was working for another company as a cosmetic nurse there. I started very young when I was 21 as a beauty therapist. And I actually remember when I interviewed there, I said to them, one day I would love to be a nurse injector. And they actually said at the time, oh, we don't take on nurse injectors. We just have doctors here. And I said, that's fine. Like, I still want a job anyway.
Yep.
And then as the years progressed, they actually said, okay, well, we are looking at nurse injectors now. And I was like, first to put my hand up. Yeah, put me down. And I was studying my diploma of nursing at the time. So I did all of my injectables training while I was an enrolled nurse. And then when I became a registered nurse, I just started seeing patients. So I think, I was there for a very long time, 7 years. And sometimes when you're in a role for so long and, there's things that you want to change for yourself and you see so much growth and potential in yourself, sometimes you can be, I sort of want to say, put back in the box. And I sort of felt for me, in order for me to grow, I need to start doing my own thing. I need to start actually, doing it my way. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me that one time that you thought, okay, I'm ready to go out on my own.
Yeah.
What did that look like for you?
For me, it was in the middle of a COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
2020. Had the job keeper or whatever it was. And I think for me, there was a few decisions that the company I was working for at the time made, which didn't align with me, to do with COVID.
Yeah.
And, we were working from home. I was doing online consultations from home. And we had to work our JobKeeper hours, and they were almost tracking to make sure that we worked every hour for JobKeeper. But then there was other staff members that decided I didn't want to work it. I'll just take the money. So I think for me, I found that I was giving so much to a company, but I was feeling like there was nothing coming in return. And I think it was just one last thing. And I just went, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm seriously done. I'm giving so much without getting that something in return. And I said to my husband, I said, I'm ready to go out on my own. And, in the middle of a pandemic, a global pandemic, after a 3-month lockdown, leaving a job I had been in for 7 years.
It's crazy.
Absolutely
So
crazy. So crazy. And I just remember going, I've got 3 months. I need to do everything now. I need to have a name. I need to get a bank account open. I need to start an Instagram. I need to do all of these things. So when I hand in my resignation, day 1 after that lockdown,
I can start.
I'm ready to go. So I had to give myself.
So what year was that in?
2020, November. So it was after that big. It was.
I can't believe COVID was that long ago.
I know. It feels like yesterday, doesn't it?
Isn't it?
But for me, it was like, and my husband and I said this last night to each other, there is never a right time.
Yeah.
There is always going to be something. And it's so easy to make excuses. It's so easy to say, oh, but this isn't going to work, or this isn't going to work. Sometimes you just have to, for lack of a better word, grab it by the balls and just go with it.
Yeah.
Trust your gut and just push through. So for me, it was like the COVID thing. I need to do it now. This is how I'm feeling.
So it's the lessons that you learned on your own journey of being an employee.
Yeah.
How has that shaped you to be a business owner that now has staff?
Yeah.
I know that was a scary step for you. I think we were in a coaching container.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. So I think for me, like, you see when you're working for someone, you see the good and the bad. Like, I've worked for employees that shower you on your birthday. They give you beautiful cakes, and you got some downtime. That's fine. Go have a facial. Like I've worked for what I would say is the best boss in the world. Just wanted to give you everything and make you feel appreciated. And then when I've worked for people that have said, oh, you've got half an hour free, please write down and justify everything you've done in that half an hour. So I think for me as an employer now, I want my team to be like, I can approach Tekah. If something goes wrong, I feel comfortable approaching Tekah and telling her that X, Y, Z's happen and she's going to respond accordingly. With my girls, if they've got a bit of downtime and they want to have a facial with one of the dermal therapy team, that's fine. Like I'm so happy for that. If you've got an hour free at the end of the day and you got a kid's birthday dinner you want to go to, then I'm happy for you to go home early. I think there needs to be a little bit of flexibility, because at the end of the day, they're running your business. And if they're happy in your work, like where they work, they're going to want to do well by your business as well.
Yeah,
so
they feel appreciated.
Appreciated 100%. So I think working for someone like that is definitely shaped me into like, this is how I want to be as a boss.
Yeah, amazing. And now from there, I do know it was really hard for you to obviously employ for the first time and then just step back when you found out you're pregnant and then have the baby. I know there was a lot of difficulties for you and every woman that runs an empire and has built it for themselves. I know it's hard for them to sort of step back and go, okay, I need to loosen the strains a little bit because I literally have to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And that's the thing. I feel like it is so hard. Type A personality. I'm such a control freak. Like even when I got a VA, I was like, oh no, I don't want to delegate that to her. I'll do it. Oh no, I'll do that. Like for me, it was having this full control of how I wanted things to be. I think stepping back, obviously that was the best decision that I made for my clinic going into maternity leave, because patients, and this goes with anyone, they just want their world to keep going the same way.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that you're going on maternity leave and you're gone for 3 months, 6 months,
and they've got to wait
year.
for you.
And they go elsewhere.
Yeah.
So for me, I just wanted to keep things as normal as normal for them in their world. So when I went on maternity leave, I brought a staff member in 6 months before I went on maternity leave They shadowed me for a whole month. So she met all of my patients.
Which was really hard to navigate through.
Which was really
mentally with them not bringing in money, right? I
Yeah,
remember
but
that
that's
journey.
it, because you've got them and they're just your sidekick.
Yeah, you're
preparing
paying
they're
them
preparing
a high
tasks. Yeah,
salary.
it's just like paying a friend to stand with you
Yeah.
and accompany you. So I think something that I recommend to my mentorship students, I actually have 2 that are preparing for maternity leave at the moment. And I've just said, look, if this is what you're wanting to do, I recommend getting that person on, have them shadow you, have them get to know your patients. So when you go on leave and you say, oh, you're going to be with this person today, they're like, oh yeah, I've already met them.
Yeah,
They're not walking into a room where they don't know the person is. They've already seen you, she's going to follow my exact plan. It's going to be the exact way that we do it. It's just going to be someone else.
Like, it's not a haircut. It's a medical procedure.
Yeah, it's a medical procedure. So that's it. But even with a haircut, like,
haircut,
babe, oh my God.
But like
Yeah.
the importance of these things,
Yeah.
and even like our appearance and the safety. And
It's your face. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You wear your confidence on your face. Like that's how it is. So I think for me, definitely like having that person and also preparing your patients for when you're going to come back.
Yeah.
Okay. They've got this goal. Okay. You're going to be back then. Okay. I can wait for her. I'll see someone this time and then I'll come back and I'll see Tekah the next time.
Yeah. Wow, that was very inspiring to watch you navigate through all of
thank you.
that. And I was so grateful to be a part of
Yes.
your journey. And I love that you are now out there coaching other women how to do the exact thing that you felt was once
Was one of the trickiest, scariest things.
almost unachievable, right? Like you were like,
Yeah.
how am I going to step back from
Yeah,
this, and how am I going to let
100%.
go? So it's been nice to reconnect with you after Bubs and listening to you not being back on the floor full time as you thought you
Yeah, I
probably were going to
know.
be, and being able to
Not
really,
possible.
really enjoy
Yeah.
mum life and navigate being, the educator, business owner, business coach, and mum and
all the different
wife
hats.
of all the different hats. When I read a lot of these questions, I'm just going to say, Alicia does a lot of research, and I went back through and I was like, oh, I feel like I just know her. So it's really hard.
You're answering the questions you already know the answer to. If
so
I'm looking that way, I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see shit of what you're about to ask me, okay?
That's all right. But I just was like, she's obviously done a lot of research from you. From someone that doesn't know you before I know you, she's so much deeper. So what were some of your biggest blocks as a cosmetic nurse when starting out, and how do you now train people to move through those blocks?
I think the biggest block is, I would say there's this big mindset around, how do I get new patients? Like, I would say that this is my number one question that I am asked. So how do I get new patients? How do I get new patients?
Especially with the social media regulations.
Especially the social media. And I think we actually need to flip the script. And it takes so much time, money, and effort to recruit new patients. And what we actually need to be focusing on is, how do we keep and retain our existing patients? And I think when we stop trying to focus on how do we get new patients, is it more this, more that, more ads, we can actually focus on how do we keep the existing ones that want to be in our business and that actually want to spend money with us.
And they're the biggest advocates.
Yeah, they're the biggest advocates for you. And word of mouth will still be number one. Like, I just audited our new patients for the last quarter, and word of mouth is still number one. Friend referrals, that I would say, families. We see whole families.
So for your industry, I would never, ever, ever go visit a nurse unless they were recommended.
Recommended. Yeah, 100%.
I think that's just so important.
100%. You want that recommendation, and we get that all the time as well. So I feel like that's probably one of the hardest things when you do start out, because there is so many cosmetic injectors now. But as I say, when, people get nasty and they start going, oh, she's my competition, she's your competition, there is enough patients to go around.
Yeah, of course.
Like, there is enough patients to go around. So I feel like that's probably one of the hardest things for cosmetic nurses when they actually start, is actually getting more.
And I feel like they have that mindset now, like, we can't glamorize it, we can't even talk about it. Like, I'm being mindful, going, okay, I need to be really careful.
Don't worry, I'll shut you down. I'll word something.
I know you're the queen of it, but just like having that language, right?
Yeah.
And I know that's like a block for a lot of people. Like, I've had people reach out to me that are in the cosmetic industry, and like, that is something that, and I was even explaining it to Alicia. I said, like she wasn't aware, said, and obviously I'm only probably
Yeah,
aware because
it was me. Yeah.
because of you, is
The
how
advertising, definitely,
has
that is
gone.
hard. But I
I
think,
know early days a lot of cosmetic nurses built a lot of their brands on collabs and influencers and social
100%,
media.
I had it all.
Yeah.
Before and afters,
Yeah.
influencer collabs, giveaway, package
Yeah.
deals, $500 for lips and a lip flip.
Yeah.
Like, we had it all. Like, I look back at my old marketing,
Yeah.
and I shared that on my my education page with my close friends, my healthcare practitioners, and was like, this is what marketing looked like when I started. It's completely different now. I think I threw almost 400 posts into archives. Yeah,
It's almost like shut the whole countdown. And
yeah,
start again,
it was.
right?
That's
Would
what
have
a lot
been
of
quicker.
people were doing. They
Yeah.
were shutting down, starting it again, and you wanted to cry because I pay for advertising. So all of this advertising you paid for, you now just have to archive it, and no one's ever going to see it again. So
it was a huge
it was a huge change.
pivot, a huge part where you had to really pivot. And I love that now you're coaching other
how to do it. Yeah.
nurses to do the same. Through coaching you, I see you as a leading expert and educator in the AHPRA and TGA guidelines and rules. Like, I love watching your stuff and just how much you're educating your audience in that. Can you explain a little bit about what this is, how you navigate it, how you teach it? Yeah. Just for anybody that is at home that has no idea what's happening in that industry.
So TGA, they actually regulate the medications we use. So therapeutic goods. So neurotoxin, dermal filler, anything that's prescription based. Okay. And it's something that we can't advertise. So it's something that we can't promote a scheduled medication. It would be like saying your GP promotes, 50% off morphine today.
Yeah.
You'd look at that and be like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So they sort of encapsulate dermal filler and neurotoxin under this bandwagon that you're advertising a medical treatment. You're promoting a medical treatment.
It is.
Which
really?
It is. Yeah. It is, yeah. So they don't want us enticing people to seek out medical treatment that they may not necessarily need.
Yeah. And as a mum of daughters.
Yes, 100% on social media, all of that. So, and then it comes to our AHPRA guidelines. So our AHPRA guidelines, us as practitioners and what we say, okay? So they want us to be ethical. They want us to be factual. They don't want us to use any sort of emotional, persuasive.
Or
glamorizing.
Yeah.
So, get the lips and get the confidence.
Yeah.
They want us to be able to do things that are measurable, okay?
Yeah.
So if a company claims that this product gives you XYZ, we can say that because it's actually factual. It's got data behind it. But we can't say you're going to get more confidence from your Botox because that's something we can't measure.
Yeah, of course.
We know it's true.
Yeah.
But it's something you can't measure. So it's along those lines. So AHPRA plays a big line in wanting us to be authority figures.
Yeah.
So your nurse in a hospital, she wouldn't come in and call you babe or hun. So we shouldn't have that relationship with our aesthetic patients either. We need to say, yes, okay, it is cosmetics. We feel like it's not as strict and a little bit more laid back, but we still have to maintain that authority and be the healthcare practitioners that we are.
Yeah.
And first do no harm. We need to be ethical.
Yeah.
So that's where the two come like under fire, but they actually don't speak to each other. So this is where we have some problems. So TGA might say one thing, but AHPRA then say, but you can do that, but we just don't want you to do that. And it's like, well, that's where the confusion gets in our industry. Yeah.
Which is what you're helping.
Which is what I help with. So I think it's, for me, it's educating on what we can and going back to basics. Like, no one wants to scroll an Instagram feed and just see a catalog post anyway of lips before and afters.
Yeah.
We're
go so past that now.
Yeah, we're so past that now. We want to see, education. We want to see authority. We want to see like polarizing opinions. We want to go back to basics. And that's why I say to my students, tell people why you are the authority in your industry. Tell people what you know or why things are happening. Let's talk about the concerns and not the treatment of how we're going to fix that.
Yeah, cool. So that's a really amazing little insight there.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my question.
Yes.
I was gonna say, do you do this in real time? Like, is
She's
this
still
like,
eating it.
is she like the
we're back to-
teleprompter?
We're back to my questions.
Okay,
cool.
cool. Yeah.
So you mentioned young girls.
Yes.
So often I hear young girls say like, I want to be a cosmetic nurse, and I really feel like it's still categorized as beauty.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your opinion on this?
Okay, so there's always going to be a something that young girls want to be. You know, you've probably had a hairdresser or personal trainer, like everyone wanted to be a PT at one stage as well. I think it's certainly not beauty, because I feel like, hang on, how can I word this? You still
you're a
have to do
nurse.
it. Yeah. Well, at the end of the
You've got
day,
medical
you're still
degree,
a nurse.
don't you?
You're still a nurse. Yes, you've still got to you've got to have a bachelor of nursing or a doctorate or be a dentist.
Well, you're prescribing.
We're prescribing
drug,
it. Yeah, well, we're
right?
administering the medication. So we still have a doctor that prescribes on behalf of us.
Of course.
And we've given the authority to administer the medication on behalf of them.
Yeah.
So just like you would in a hospital system where a doctor writes up a drug book or a medication chart, and we administer the medication on behalf of the doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
After it's been approved, after you've been told of all the
everything, we put down exactly the area, the dose, everything after we've fully consented our patient, both verbally and written. Okay. Things can still go wrong. Okay. So I work on what's called Aesthetic Met, which is an aesthetic safety company, and I actually triage complications that come through. So you could have anaphylaxis.
As in, like, you're on the phone and you're like a call girl?
Yeah.
Okay,
so I do like an after hours.
Love this. Of course, you've got that up your sleeve as well. Just add
Yeah.
that to the rest of
So
the
what
things.
can happen is if, you have got a complication that comes through or something that happens, whether it be a vascular occlusion, which is a blockage of filler in that blood vessel, if you've got anaphylaxis, if you've got a nodule, which is sort of like a hardening or inflammation of filler, or you might have a lidtosis where the tox goes into an eyelid and drops it. And you can't open it. So all of these complications. So Aesthetic Met is a company that you can subscribe to.
Okay.
Yes, it's a subscription service, and you can call and you can speak to one of the triage nurses, and we can walk you through our best protocols at the time, given the best information available, and we can assist you with this. So of course
it's a little bit of nurse on call.
It's a little bit like nurse on call.
It's for the
Think of,
person
oh my God, I'm going to liken to the maternal childhood nurse who I think's on a first name basis with me, where you call and you're like, my baby's coughing. Like, he's breathing really heavily.
He's really sick. I'm going to put him in a hospital for 7 hours.
And that's the thing. They'll walk you through this thing. Okay, let's check out, from a nursing perspective, let's check the capillary refill. When did you do the filler? How long has it been? Have you administered the hyalase, which is the reversal agent, the enzyme at the moment? How many vials of hyalase? So we walk you through this. This is our flow chart. We're going to send it to you. Let's try X, Y, Z, and then give us a call back. Okay.
I love that you're in that space as well.
Yeah. So it's really, really important. And the things that we come through to be able to support nurses that sometimes they don't feel 100% supported by their prescribing doctor is really, really powerful.
Just a little bit of extra.
Yeah. And a lot of the time it's just, these nurses know what they're doing. They just need someone to say, you're doing the right thing. You're doing a good job, doll. Just keep going. You've got this. So, because it is quite scary.
Of course. Yeah. I like anytime anybody can take any sort of medicine or
which is why we need to,
there's always a possibility of a side effect.
And this is why they've made in our industry now that you do have to be a registered nurse for a minimum of a year before you branch into our industry, because they want you to have some sort of acute experience so you can deal with all of these emergencies that happen. Yeah, it happened in September last year.
Very cool.
It's a new regulation. So a minimum of 12 months you need to be working in acute before you go into cosmetics.
Yep, I love that.
Yeah,
just get
I think that's
that
so
in.
good. 100%. Yeah.
And eliminates people that
just doing it.
Beauty.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I love that. Amazing. I always teach the importance of niching into my coaching clients, as you're probably aware. Some of my business owners actually resist niching down because they're honestly just scared of losing opportunities and clients and all those things. How did specializing actually create more of a demand, stronger positioning, and ultimately make more money for you?
I think for us, we always put ourselves as a boutique clinic.
Yes.
Okay. When you booked, you knew who you were going to see. You'll come into a beautiful clinic. You have a tea on arrival. We sit. It's a calm environment. When you come into our clinic room, new patients have a full holistic consultation.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm here for lip filler. It's like, okay, let's have a chat first. Let's have a full holistic assessment.
Lip filler?
Yeah, I can. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. It's more if I'm no. So it's more like if I'm promoting, like you need it. Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to
No, it's all right. So it's more like you sit down, have a conversation where a full holistic consultation. Okay, you're here for just one thing today, but when we're talking, I'm not just staring in at your lips.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your face as a whole. So from a social perspective, let's talk about balance. Let's talk about seeing what people see. And we do that holistic assessment. We use different tools like ice and vibration to help with discomfort. We use, you've got these things like stress balls. So there's all these, I think the whole point is actually having, a step from the start to finish.
Sounds like you like to create a lot of rapport and safety, which I think is very important.
And I think that's a really big thing. We leave more time with our patients. It's not a quick get in, get out sort of thing. We're wanting to create that journey with you as well. So I think when I talk about, niche, it's probably not something that we do specifically. Like we're not just this, that. It's, I would say our niche is conducting a full holistic consultation and looking at the person as a whole. And then, creating that long and that short-term treatment plan as well.
Yeah, which I know you do so well.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorite things about you. Talking more about the business, what mindsets did you have to outgrow personally to lead the business that is today?
Oh, that's a hard one because
I know
I feel like,
through.
I feel like, having that imposter syndrome as well. And I feel like I would say almost every second cosmetic nurse in our industry has it. Like every person I speak to, they're like, pushing through that boundaries and getting uncomfortable. So I think something that I've learned is to actually take that imposter syndrome and that it's more of a nervous energy and that risk and that feeling of unknown, and actually taking it and using that as adrenaline, kind of like to fuel that fire. Like even with, Elevate coming up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to stand up and talk in front of all these people. And I was like,
and you already knew what you had to say.
I knew what I had to say. It was things I say all day, every day. Like, you know what I mean? Just put into a little, little bubble. Yeah. So I feel for me, it's just like pushing through and actually channeling that imposter syndrome and taking that risk. And it's scary, but it's also so invigorating as well. Like it's so powerful to do it and then be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I just did that. Even when I finished Elevate, I'm like, cool, when's the next one? Like I was so keen to do more. So it's nerve-wracking, but you have to push through that and you have to push through that mindset and be like, I can do this. Let's change this energy of nervousness into excitement. So
I think that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I know through coaching you that you were, and I hope it's okay to say this, quite controlling like me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Say it away.
How did you find stepping off the floor and delegating? And what was the biggest thing that helped you move through that?
Look, it's hard because
obviously having me in your corner.
Yeah, I know. I think it's hard because you have to release all of this control freak energy where you know that when you do something, it's going to be done exactly how you want it to the exact level that you want it. And I think having someone that I could trust, I would say, and someone that I could feel like
I remember you saying to me, but what if they leave and take everything I've taught them?
I know. I think having that trust there and building that trust, and I think, training them the way you want things to be done, having that protocol in place. This is what we do. This is how we do it. It wasn't just free for all. And I know one of my nurses, when she joined with me, she was doing filler but it wasn't the way I wanted it. So she started with me in November, and I had her train my way for 2 months, and I didn't let her start seeing patients until I was said, this is how we want it done this way. She could have started straight away, but it wasn't the way I did it. So I have quite a lot of trust there now that, you know, they want to do well, because I feel like I give them the opportunities, I pay them well. I feel like for me, releasing that, I feel okay with that now.
You sort of had no option.
I had no choice.
Like, you didn't have to delegate because, like, you'll expand.
No.
You had to delegate and let go of that control because
I
you
had
were
no
having
option.
a
I was
baby.
having a baby. You had to let go. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like for me, I that's it. I had no choice. Like, either close my business or delegate. And I just knew if I stopped forever, it would be like building it from the start.
Yeah, and you worked so hard to get there.
I know. I don't see it. So, yeah, I know. It's a hard one, but you've got to do it. And that's what I say to my mentorship students. Like, if you want this business going, like, put someone in. You can't do it all. And, you know, you can't just have 6 weeks off.
It's
You've
easy.
gotta-
It's easy to, you know, teach it and
100%.
then live it. You
I
know.
know,
But
I
you have
know.
lived it. That's how you
Yeah,
can teach it.
I know.
felt
And
like
that's
you did.
it. And that's it. It's preparing for that next stage. And this is what I've said to my mentorship students recently is you've got to prepare for that stage of coming back as well. What's that going to look like? Okay. Because we need to be thinking about that now in early stages of pregnancy.
Yeah. Yeah. Preparation, having all those structures and stuff in place is so important. You spoke at the start about the process of hiring staff. Can you provide an insight about what was the most important steps and lessons within this?
Well, when I first employed staff, I put out the ad and there was 75 applications that came through.
Remember?
And I
was
was like
jealous.
I was like, oh my gosh, like it was actually scary to the point where I was having to go through all of these applications.
I remember you rang me and you're like, so I've had like this many applications come
Oh my
through.
God,
and
I
was
remember
like,
you saying like,
bitch serious?
yeah, 75 applications came through. And for me, I wanted someone that had already worked a little bit in the industry. And, you know, this is a real hard one for our industry because I mentor students that have applied for 50 plus jobs and haven't got somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Just scary.
I flip it. Yeah. And I say, you know, I've been in that position of hiring. Yeah, we do want someone with qualifications. But even if you've been injecting for 6 months, you're still down for me as, you know, experience, like because you've been doing it.
Yeah.
So for me, it was that, and that got me down to the 15. From that 15, that's when I did the phone calls. And then from that, I took 5 for an interview, and then I did 3s for a skill test. So there is so much involved. There really is so much involved in hiring staff. And, you know, in the next, you know, year, I would love to hire more staff. But I think the first thing, I'm going to hire more staff.
Yeah.
But I think the first thing that you think of is, you know, I know you're in this situation too, is it's the training that comes with it. It's the time that you've got to put in the training.
And then they might just leave you.
And they might leave you. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, how do I create this experience to make someone want to stay with me as well? Like, because you literally train them up and they could just leave and you're like, well, that was nothing. Yeah, that was all for nothing.
And you just got to rinse and repeat. And it's very consuming mentally,
and I think for me, like, if I'm talking about where I am now, I think that would probably be one of my biggest blocks in hiring someone now is like, where do I find the time to train them? Like, that's for me, like, that's where I sit. So,
which is even more indication that you need to hire someone.
I know. Not me doing my work at 10 p.m. at night once the kid's gone to bed.
Yeah.
I know. It's so bad.
Work at 10 p.m. and I love my 10 p.m. nights. Okay, so you had a business coach through a little bit of that.
What's her name again? It's you.
It was me. Which was really cool. Like, I've obviously had a lot of salon owners and beauty, so it was really amazing to have a nurse.
Yeah.
I felt very, very special. And you're still dabbling in my head a little bit.
I am.
I don't think we're ever going to fully go.
I'm never going to go.
We're gonna
I'm hanging around.
How was having me in your corner, navigating through that, important to you or impactful? Or can you share that with somebody at home that's listening that has never invested in a coach?
Yeah. So something that I love about a business coach, and I hope I can give this to my mentorship students as well, is you're having that outsider, non-biased opinion. it is so easy for your mum to say, "Good job, sweetie," or your husband to go, "Oh yeah, that kind of works," or your cousin to be like, "Oh, you're doing so
I'm
well."
not that kind of business
But
coach.
see,
Am I?
yeah, and this is the
Yeah.
thing, and I would say I model my coaching off that.
Yeah.
You need someone to tell you black and white, "Oh, that's not gonna work."
Yeah.
Like, that's simply not gonna work, and, again, I go with my mentorship students, "Okay, pros, cons, what are you doing? Get rid of that." Like,
Yeah, yep.
and a lot of the time, you're thinking you're that way, but everyone's sort of sugarcoating things
Yeah.
around you because they've got that biased opinion. You know them personally. You need someone outside that zone to be like, "You're an idiot. No, get rid of that."
It's
Like,
almost like that energy where it's like the boys mean to you and you're like, oh, they mean to you because they like you.
yeah.
No, like you're making excuses. Like, let's just
Just
say,
do it. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. You often make these excuses in your head and you need someone to come in, like a business coach that says, "What are you doing? No, just
Yeah.
get rid of it," or
because they're not connected to the
because they're not
outcome.
connected to
Yeah.
the outcome. But it's having someone see your world from the outside, which I think is really important in a business, just to having someone look over and be like, "What's this?" and questioning things for you.
Yeah, this is going to work. This isn't going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So how do you navigate mum life while running a business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a hard one, and I speak to mums with older kids and I'm like, "So when does the juggle start? Like, handed it in?" They're like, "Look, I wish I had an answer for you, but there's no black and white answer." I think something that was really hard in the beginning is not being able to just get up and do this or, set all of those tasks for my day and then you get through like 3 of them. Whereas usually I'd get through 100 tasks.
Yeah,
So I
plus
think
10 knowing you.
yeah, well, this is the thing. It was you just can't, and you're like, you used to frustrate me.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, Steffi, just play on your own or go back to sleep," or,
Yeah.
I just need to get this done.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it was that actually the penny started to drop was when I did a uni course at the end of last year. And it was our busiest time. Didn't think that one through either. And I took on a 3-month uni course and I was like, something's got to give here.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I started allocating, this is my time for home things like washing, cooking, and this is the time for work.
Yeah.
And the second it clocked over to, it was 12 to 1, the second it clocked
switch
over
off.
to 1, next thing on.
Yep.
Because I was finding what I was doing is I was doing 2 hours of housework and cooking and all of this. And then he'd wake up and I'd be like, I haven't done that work side.
Yeah.
So I think having those
Which then your
blocks,
relationship starts to suffer.
then you
as
start
well,
because
doesn't
then
it? Your mental
and this
health.
is the thing, you start getting stressed, you get angry at your partner. I haven't got this
Not a good
done.
mum, I'm not a good boss. I'm not a good
So
wife.
I think being able to allocate,
Mm.
this is the time that I'm going to work and this is the time that's going to be for my family. Because the second he wakes up, I don't want to be like, "Oh, I'm doing a quick email. Oh,
Yeah.
Steffi, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to do that." Like, I don't want to be doing that. I want to be like, "Okay, ordering's done, laptop down. I'm going to go sit there for 15 minutes and we're going to have a play, like undevoted time sort of thing." And yeah, okay, I still get a few, little voxes coming through, but if we're outside doing bubbles, I can quickly respond to those.
Yeah.
And just being able to be like, this is work time and this is time for my child.
Yeah, which is pretty cool, pretty hard to do.
It is hard, yeah.
How have you protected the client experience while continuing to scale across your multiple locations? And obviously not being in there present.
Yeah. So I think making sure that staff do things the way you would do them. I think it's really important in our industry that my staff should be able to pick up my notes and know exactly what I did. So it's that continuity where they expect the same thing from every single person. It's not going to be done any differently. And I think that's, gaining that trust that, they could see anyone and it's going to be done the exact same way that I do it. So I think that's really important.
So do I.
Yeah. And across the both locations, it's the same replicate. Like I'm very sort of like stuck in my ways. So if I have something at this clinic, it needs to be at this clinic because I'm just a creature of habit.
Yeah, because if you know it works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. And I want it to be the same. Like I feel like I don't like change. So if I have to do something differently there, it's not gonna.
So you've got strong back end systems and processes all in place. Yep. Which I'll go on to next. What systems have become non-negotiable for you as you've grown? and stepped back?
I think having, and this comes from your elite program as well, I think having the automations regarding follow-up message, pre-messages as well. I think having things that are already done for you, working in the background, that's a really big thing for me. So I feel like,
that was in my elite course.
Yeah, it was. Okay. And then having the automated messages if you're offline. So for me, I'm actually really trying this at the moment. I got those automated messages up. They come on at 8 p.m. That means I do not touch my phone because I'm trying to switch off that part rather than just responding at 8. So that,
do you have many chat in your...
No, I don't. Okay. I don't. I know everyone keeps talking about it and I want to have a look at it. Yeah. You think good? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have a look into that. But I think having that automation side, like even with the ebook, like I sold ebooks in my sleep the other night. They've received the ebook. They're going to get their message in, 48 hours time for the next part. Like it's just having those automations, and I'm really working on automations and scripted responses at the moment just to try and make things
more streamlined.
Less work. Less work.
I'm all about that in my
I know. I'm
in the last sort of 12 to 18 months, I've implemented so much more streamlined structure, a lot of marketing beyond social media.
Well, I'm currently making, and this is your thing as well, a book for scripted responses, which is this literally just a copy and paste. And I've got that for my mentorship side as well, like all the confirmations, it's all just copy and paste. But I want to make that in clinic. So we've got those scripted responses. So when we receive a positive message or a negative message, this is the scripted response.
How much through my elite program have you already gone through?
Heaps. So the way I do it, and I told you this because I've got the 2 businesses. I watch the podcast with my Tekah Aesthetics and Skin hat on, and then I take that off, and then I watch
the podcast. Sorry, I was like, what is the podcast?
So when I say podcast, I wanted to say like some of you've got videos in some of them. So I watch it with my Tekah Aesthetics and Skin hat on. And then I watch it again with my education hat on. And then I go, because some of them are more, I'd say more education related on how I can do it. And some are more in clinic related on what I can do.
Every now and then I get that imposter syndrome and I'm like, oh shit, I should just shut the whole thing down. And then you drop in my inbox and be like, hey Kasey,
this is so cool. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I needed that for myself.
No, 100%. No, I think it's fantastic because, as I said, I watch it with the 2 different hats. And because they're 2 completely different businesses, I can do it 2 ways
without sharing too much. What's been your most powerful session in that program that you've been in so far?
Oh my gosh, the profit and loss thing.
I knew. I've actually
the profit calculator. Oh my gosh, what a slap in the face. Like I did it and I was like,
it surprises me that so many business owners don't know their break even, they don't know their outgoings. Well, you do, but
I can check it for the day, but I've never really broken down the exact areas. Like I broke down every single area, like everything. And I was like, yeah, okay. So
just understanding your numbers more.
Yeah, understanding it. And as I said, I knew them. Like I could look at a day and do quick maths and be like, okay, this is the profit for that day. And I generally do that at the end of each day. And I work out the exact profit. But to be able to see the treatments, I was like, and there's a few that I'm like, not even worth it.
Yes, I remember I was discussing this.
Yeah, not even worth it. And I found jigging a few of the times. So that did help as well. But yeah, it was a bit like
maybe once you finish the whole thing, I might
maybe I should be paying myself $30 an hour. That's what I was thinking when I punched my own numbers in. It's like -3. I'm like, oh my god.
I know. Sometimes I think the business owners are like, oh.
Yeah. Why am I even here?
What am I doing? What am I? The staff think I'm rich. Yeah. Oh god. Okay. So when coaching your clients, do they often struggle with pricing and profit as well?
Yes, especially I would say trying to when they open, they always want to lowball themselves. Yes, like that is a big thing.
Because that's going to be their draw card, I reckon.
Yeah, but I say to them, lowballing yourself can almost be seen as a deterrent for patients. Like if I saw a really cheap deal, I'd be like, oh, why is that so cheap? Yeah. Like it's not actually a good thing.
Yeah. Like,
So,
I'm sure there's space for everybody.
Yeah.
But yes, I would
Yeah.
never prioritize.
Yeah, don't ever lowball yourself, because I feel like that's actually more warning bells
Yeah.
for than anything.
I think, especially, sorry to cut you off, especially it's not a beauty.
No, it's a
procedure.
medical treatment.
It's a
You're a
medical
nurse, for
treatment.
God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the garbage truck. I'm gonna
Yes.
put that on.
Yes, but you're right.
Yes, you got a medical degree. Like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? So I think that's really a big point where they actually struggle. So I always say, look, you got to kind of call people and see prices, as best as you
want to be
can.
competitive at the start.
But that's saying I sort of know from talking to so many nurses an approximate price of what people. So I'm able to give guidance on that.
Yeah.
I'm able to say that's too cheap. This is your start point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something that
maybe
comes
just
up in your world.
Yeah. Or always, or we say, okay, let's do that for the first 6 weeks. We go straight up from there, because you're actually not going to be making any money off that.
Are you just creating, I'm going to say social proof, but not even for social media, word of mouth.
It's not even, it's word of mouth. And a lot of the time it's their family and friends anyway. Like, I get that. Like, you want to get your families, and I thoroughly encourage that. I always say, when you open, do a family and friends weekend. And the reason why I say that is because you want to walk through your flow and your systems. You want to be with family and friends and be like, oh, actually, I needed that. I needed this. Write down, I need to buy this for the clinic. Yeah. So you're a little bit more comfortable with family and friends. You can see what works and what doesn't work. And then when you start getting patients, you can implement that first. And it allows you just relax a little bit before you start seeing, actual paying patients. Yeah.
Oh, I don't really want to, but I think we have to pivot to wrap up. Sad face. For everybody listening, for anybody out there that's listening who feels trapped in the day-to-day operations of their business, what do you believe the first step towards true CEO leadership would look like?
I think your mindset has to be in it, and your passion has to be in it. I think ensuring that you're doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it to help with flexibility. You're doing it to get that balance back. I think having that determination and passion for your career, I want to say it's a career, it's not just a job, to help you and to just back yourself. Yeah. Like, I think that's a really big thing. It's easy to question and it's easy to be deterred by risk. But you just have to back yourself. You just have to go all in and just be like, I'm going to give this everything I've got.
And I feel what's really awesome at the moment is how many people are landing in your education space that are backing themselves and go, okay, I know if I'm in Tekah as well, that then I can be successful, right?
And it's good. And there's so many past mentorship students, like I'll have them as practical training. And, I had sat with
they
one
cross
the other
over,
day.
don't they?
Yeah, they do. I had one that we built her clinic 3 months ago. We built her clinic, almost 2 years ago. And now she still had multiple practical trainings and she was looking at expanding. And she's like, I've applied for a job elsewhere. I'm like, why? And she's like, because I just want, that stability. I'm like, but you've literally got a space up the road at the clinic that you're at here that has room for you.
Why aren't you syndrome?
Yeah, why aren't you opening up? Why aren't you opening there? Why are you applying for a job? And she's like, oh, what do you think? And I was like, no. And she messaged me that night and she said, I spoke this through with my partner and I withdrew my application for that job, but I'm going to open up in that new rooms. And I was like, you just got to do it. You got to back yourself. Like, it's scary, but you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there listening right now, is that your final advice that you give to them?
Back yourself 100%. 100%. It's very hard to let your imposter syndrome take over, but you've just got to put that to bed. You've just got to be fueled by it and be getting that adrenaline and that excitement by it to be like, wow, this is really scary, but let's just do it. Like, let's do it.
And it will pay off.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
What a great conversation on the couch. For anybody that wants to find you on social media,
Yeah.
are you able to tell us where we can find you?
Yes. So TK Aesthetics and Skin is my clinic, or TK Aesthetics Education is my education platform.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. If you are looking for mentorship from an incredible cosmetic nurse, she's your girl. And yeah, thanks for driving all this
Oh my
way.
God, of course. I would have missed it for the world. I'm so glad.
So
I
amazing.
know.
Yay. Thank you.
All good.